Welcome back to the Cousin Collective. I am your girl Capri.
And I am Monet. And we back.
Happy new month. April Fools, y'all.
I know, right? It is April, man. This year is going by fast
Mm-hmm.
already.
Mm-hmm.
Already.
Now, I ain't gonna talk too much about it. But no one first of all, my son tried to do an April Fool's joke on me, my Jalen.
Mm-hmm.
And I called him. Yeah. I ain't gonna tell you what it was right now, but because I'm so sworn to secrecy about everything. But I caught it immediately. He was like, "Hey, mom," and I was like, "What?" And then he told me, and I was like, "April Fools."
Right.
Dang. I was like, "Yeah, no."
But
But
I saw this video of an April Fool's joke where a dude proposed to this girl in a restaurant and it said
mm,
April Fool's in front of everybody.
shut up,
Girl, I was
shut
like,
up.
yo, I'm talking
Are you
about
serious?
everybody, I want to make a special announcement. And she's like, right? He gets down and proposed to her. They've been together for 17 years, I think he said. She hugs him and he hugs her back. And he's like, April Fools, everybody, in a restaurant.
What did she do?
She walked out. Girl, I would have probably, never mind.
I wonder if that was staged though. You think that was staged?
I don't know. I don't know.
I hope so.
I hope so too.
Because people would do stuff for clicks
For
and
clout.
views.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I was reading, scrolling, minding my business on IG, and the neighborhood talk. That's another uh page I follow, just celebrity gossip, like TMZ. And they had a whole Oscar thing, and they were just talking about how a whole fight broke out backstage with Will and Chris. Like when they said after, it was just like they explained everything. It's on their IG. They explained everything. They said when he won his award and went backstage, they got into it and fisticuffs and blah blah blah. And I was like, dang, that's so messed up. Because I'm like, well, maybe that's why Chris was like, I ain't gonna file no charges. April Fools.
Oh, girl, I was about to say, what?
Because I was like,
I know. You saw my face like,
but maybe that's what should have happened. I'm gonna catch you backstage now. Now, when
girl,
I get off stage, it's on.
catch me outside. How about that?
Catch me outside. But child, I don't know. But that's that on that. We done on that topic. Y'all, we don't typically do celebrity gossip, but we had to talk
No.
about it this week. So if
I
you
do have
wanna
something to say about it though.
if y'all wanna watch that video, we'll link it below. Go ahead.
I've had a change, not a change of heart, but the more that I've saw things and a little bit, I really feel bad for Chris.
Mm-hmm.
I really feel bad for him. I mean, I kept thinking about that thing all day yesterday. Like my heart was just like, dang, I feel bad for him. I
Yeah.
really do. I don't. He didn't
I
deserve
don't
to be slapped.
yeah, like I said, I don't condone it, but I understand it.
Yeah, I
Like,
feel that's the part that I feel like, dang, man. Like, and then I've seen little clips of like his face afterwards and he just looked awkwardly confused. And it was like, dang, I feel bad
so
for him.
he has this disorder, and it basically, if I'm not mistaken, he had talked about it before, like years ago. When stuff like this happen, clips start to pop up. And he basically, I forget what it's called. Let me see if I can look it up. But basically, his you remember when I always say read the room.
Yeah.
It's part of that. It's part of that condition. He
Mm-hmm.
has a hard time reading a room, which probably wouldn't coincide with being a comedian, but
Right.
whatever. But then I guess it could be because it's like you're on no holds bar. Um, hold on. Let me see if I can easily find it. Some type of nonverbal disorder, a nonverbal learning disorder.
Hmm.
Yeah. Um, It's called, for short, N is a Nancy, VLD, Victor, LD. Um, so basically, it's like a issue with having social skills.
Okay.
Um, so I don't know if that necessarily had anything to do with. I don't know how his coping skills are with it,
Mhm.
but I mean, I don't think anybody deserves to be humiliated in front of people. Like, I'm the first one to laugh at something and want to laugh and crack jokes, but I agree with a lot of people when they say, yeah, they're like, oh, they hired a comedian for the Oscars, what did you think? But it's like, you come after people's personal appearance. That's not cool.
Yeah.
That's just not cool. Stay on, like I said, their careers or whatever, or even stuff like the August situation, because she brought that to light, to the table. You know what I'm saying? And that's that. But like, that was, I think, when you start talking about a person's appearance, that
Mhm.
is just off the table, because someone made a very good statement, a point. If that had been a white woman, if Jada was a white woman and she showed up to the Oscars with her hair shaved, what is the well, the person said they don't think that a joke would have been cracked, because they would have automatically assumed
Something
something
is
was
wrong.
wrong. You know
Mhm.
what I'm saying? Why can't we have that same grade? Not saying you want us to be sick, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But then you look at Chadwick Boseman.
Yeah.
People clown the crap out of that
They
man. He
did.
had cancer
He had
and he was
cancer.
dying. So even for me, I draw the line. I might laugh at your attire. I might laugh at, I'm definitely gonna laugh if you fall, as long as you don't break nothing and hurt yourself, like for real, for real. But there's things that you just stay away from. I don't laugh at people's weight. I don't laugh at, their skin. I don't laugh at their hair. Like, that's not funny.
Yeah.
That kind of stuff is not funny, because you don't know. That's just like asking a woman if she's pregnant. Not like it's deep, but still, like, but then again, it could be deep, because what if she can't have children and
Mhm.
she's gained weight from all of these different IVF treatments or
Yeah.
whatever? You know what I'm saying? You just don't know what state of mind you put people in.
Yeah.
So everyone's trying to analyze it, and she laughed and he laughed, and I really went back to the table and I thought about it too, and I'm like, I think we all have laughed about stuff out of anger, nervous energy, whatever. That doesn't necessarily mean that that's a true feeling.
Mhm.
Sometimes you laugh to keep from crying. Sometimes you laugh to keep from snapping.
You're right. You're
It's
right.
a coping
'Cause I'd be like,
mechanism. I'm about to,
mm.
you better get out my face. That's what you better do. So,
Yeah.
I don't know. I just, we'll see how that is still unfolding. So I guess I'm sure that the media will make sure to keep us abreast of
Of course.
all of the, because apparently he has left the academy, but
I
we'll
know.
see. We'll see what that actually means.
Well,
But I still like them
um,
both. So,
yeah. Mhm.
um,
Yeah, I do. For
that's
what they for their careers, of course,
yeah,
they're both very
right,
talented.
right.
Um, yeah.
And we just have to remember that
They're human.
they're human. And people kill me acting like, oh my gosh, when something happens, like it it happened on it happened on a national stage. I get it. But how would you have felt if it would have been the red carpet, or if it would have been at a party? It wouldn't be this serious.
Yeah.
Everybody would be like, it would just be news, and then
Yeah.
it would probably die down soon.
That's just the
So,
problem with society though. We put when people are in certain positions, we put this
mhm,
stamp of perfection on them and they
mhm,
have to live to those standards. Like
mhm,
pastors, they
mhm,
can't make a
pedestals.
mistake.
Mhm.
Um,
You put them on a pedestal.
yeah, like everybody,
Mhm.
no matter what title they hold in life, they're still human.
Human.
We are all imperfect.
And
All.
it's just like, sometimes you have to think about, what if a light was shined on you, shone down on you, whatever. Not saying again, he made a choice. But just as a celebrity, period. Because even when it's on a smaller stage, if anytime they're out in public, they're on the
Yeah.
stage, right? So everything they do is nitpicked apart, and it's just like, come on,
Yeah.
like, you people act like they're so perfect, like, oh, this da, da, da. You may not have done that particular thing in life, but you've done some messed
Something.
up stuff in your life.
Mm,
You think about that. Think about if the entire world saw that. So,
that is
and you
true.
had to endure, you know, everybody makes mistakes.
And the truth
Just
is, we have to move on from it because
mhm,
I personally don't want nobody judging me off my past, right?
right.
So we have to move forward and not continue to judge them off of their past actions
Hmm.
or will.
But that's
They
how
will.
people gain their power.
They will.
Hmm. All right, so moving on into our first topic of the day.
Goofballs. So, okay.
I was watching. Well, I sent you, and we're gonna talk about a part of this, and then we'll talk about the full thing in another episode. But I was on the TikTok, and I came across a live that I don't typically watch relationship lives because it's just a bunch of toxicity, especially from a lot of the men. It's just a bunch of women needing to know their place type situation. And so I came across this live, and I sent it to Monet, and so we watched it, different parts of it, obviously, because I know I was on a little longer before I sent it to you. Then you was watching it, and I jumped off,
Yeah.
and I jumped back on just because I was like, okay, I just need to see what's going on. So there was something that the host said, and it got the whole comment section talking, and they talked about hot girl summer, and he was talking about, he basically referenced any woman with that had to have a hot girl summer was a hoe. And I don't if you got to be out there hoeing and blah blah blah, and I'm like, what does that, how did you how did you come to the realization that hot girl summer means that you're out there sleeping around with everyone? Like, why don't you go and actually, like,
Ask a girl, woman,
yeah,
what hot
hot
girl
girl
means to them.
summer means something different to every woman.
Hmm.
Married women have want to have, now who really be out here having hot girl summer? Our hot girl summers ain't what people really be thinking. The hot girls, not the average normal woman. You might have, I'm sure you have them women out there that's doing what they do and didn't know that's their life.
Hmm.
But the typical woman, when they say they want to have a hot girl summer, in my opinion, it's you out having fun with your girls. It's to me, it's just like a camaraderie for women.
Hmm.
Having fun, being cute, drinks, day drinking, night drinking, but day drinking, shopping, whatever, just focusing on you.
Letting your hair down and being who you
Yes,
want to be.
fun.
Yes. That's what it means to me. I mean, with or without my husband, right?
Right.
I mean, I don't know if I can always have a hot girl summer every day, but that's why I be
Child,
joking and saying a lukewarm summer because I can't hang
listen,
like I used
listen,
to.
I just need a cool summer because
But nowhere in
I
that does
drink a
it
whole
mean
lot of water.
you stupid. Nowhere in that does it mean be a hoe.
No. And I was like, sir. And I think I was done after that because he was really going in on women. If they say they have to have a hot girl summer, that it's like they're automatically a hoe. Why are my glasses tripping today? And I'm like, this is so, men can be so close minded.
I'm trying to
And
think of
when
the
I say
words of the
men, I say
song.
some men. That's some men, not all men. Say that again.
I'm trying to think of the words of the song.
Let me see.
I
Oh,
feel
that's
like it's just talking about a woman doing her, and that does not automatically have to go to being a hoe.
let's see. Real, that's my favorite. That is my favorite line. Real AB give up bottom hot Barbie summer. Okay, here we go. Free. It's must hit. I mean,
I mean, because isn't it Megan's song though?
it's Megan.
Mm-hmm. Maybe a guy's perspective on it is based off of
I
what they
mean,
perceive Megan to be, because she's very
right.
sexual in her
Yeah.
songs, and
And I
you
mean,
know.
she's very sexual. That's her whole brand. Um, and that's what he's talking about, being a freak.
Mm-hmm.
Even on the weekend. But then you have to see that, okay, yes, that's the lyrics. But then when you read the room and you pay attention, all these, because when did that song came out a while ago? Like, when was it released? It was released in 2019. So since 2019, you have not picked up on any other translation to that
Yeah.
song, like as far as how we interpret it. Like,
Yeah. Everybody has a different meaning for it.
it's yeah,
I've seen
yeah.
people older than me, and I mean like older, 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 older than
Hmm.
me reference having a hot girl summer, or
Hot
saying
girl
they
summer.
can't hang, so they're gonna have a lukewarm summer. But
Yeah,
it does not mean, and I can guarantee you, these people don't mean go be a hoe.
because I know I don't.
Me either.
And I'm gonna keep it real. I done said it once or twice. I'm gonna have a hot girl summer, and I ain't even left the house, so
And you know what? 9 times out of 10, it's a joke.
it's a joke. Cause let's
Nine
be
times
real,
out of
that
10,
takes
it's a joke.
that's a lot of work. It's
Yeah,
a lot of work to be that lit for
a whole
shoot,
summer,
just in a week.
a weekend.
It takes me, the recovery time for me when I go out. Like, I'm down two, three
Yeah,
days
yeah,
just to recover from 3 hours of hanging out.
yeah,
No, no.
yeah. I think it trips me out how men will tell a woman how they feel. First of all, because we don't be going around here necessarily telling them, but
It's a hot mess.
it's it
I
goes
guess
it,
that's
go- it kind of
our. I
goes
guess that's our.
along with our next topic, because
I guess that's our gray sweatpants.
I guess so, maybe.
But ain't nobody out there trying to be no hoe. I ain't gonna say nobody. I'm gonna say that ain't everybody's idea of what
Mm-mm.
hot girl summer means. So men, chill out. Like,
Because
quit labeling women
if y'all hear
because
me
of a
say
certain
I'm gonna be a
term.
hot girl this summer, it definitely means I'm about to be living my best life for a little bit. And I'm not out here being a hoe. I'm gonna be a hot girl with my
And
husband.
and when I say I'm gonna be a hot girl, I literally mean my ass gonna be out there sweating because it don't take long. Okay, I mean that's all that means for me. It's
Yeah,
gonna
I
be hot.
can't take her seriously.
It's gonna be hot. Boob, sweat, all that. Thighs rubbing together, all that.
You are stupid. I
So,
swear. So we know what it means when Capri says she gonna have a hot girl summer. She mean literally.
okay, literally, honey, bring me some water.
And that's why she gonna stay home.
Stay in the house. Don't ask me to do nothing till the sun go down.
Oh man, you are
I
crazy.
said do that till the sun go down because I'm like, highly unlikely.
You crazy. So women, And well, women, what does hot girl summer mean to you? And men, do you automatically assume that when a woman says that she gonna have a hot girl summer, or just saying that phrase automatically means that she's a hoe, she wants to be a hoe, she has hoe behaviors, hoe tendencies, whatever? Let us know what you think, because this sure that's not what I think when I say that.
Mm-mm, mm-mm.
It just mean I'm
It's
about to be
that's
grown and have a good time and be lit and not care.
mhm.
Shoot, dress a certain way, embrace my whole me,
Go on a boat ride. Like it could be anything.
living like doing me, doing what I
Hot
want to
girl
do.
summer just equals fun.
Yeah,
That's all it means.
I
It's
think
just
so.
having fun. That's it.
Yep. And you
With
filling that
whomever
blank.
you with. That's it. That's all. Well,
Yeah,
that's what it means to the majority of us.
I think
We
so.
know what the lyrics say, but that's Megan's aesthetic. That's her brand. I swear. And we like the beat and we like the twerk. And that's just what it is. Even when we can't twerk, it's natural. It's a natural
I can't show y'all my
thing for
twerk,
women.
but
Girl, my twerk is something like a train wreck.
so
Them
on
back
while
bones
we're
don't
on,
move like they used to. But
my knees
anyway,
be hurting.
girl, thighs be burning. Child,
Okay,
listen. Let me. But I can do a mean twerk in the chair or on the couch when I'm laying down,
that's
going in. Okay, so know that
that's about it.
you will get served.
What they say,
Understand
big
that.
purr. I can't with this new stuff. Well, it's funny. So, with that being said, it kind of leads into our next topic. Why do people over sexualize things when it comes to women, mostly children, little girls? Um, but like I said, mostly women or girls, you
Yeah,
know. Um, so for example, they focus a lot on clothing. Um, it's almost like, I don't know if any other culture does it, but um, or ethnicity, but stray away from having real conversations about sex, mentioning sex, uh, even down to how we call our body parts, weird stuff like pocketbook and PP and stuff like
the
that.
biscuit.
Yeah, I mean, come on now. So it's like we put an emphasis of on sexuality on so many things that is totally unnecessary. What is your opinion on that?
I think men need to get their minds together because it's that started with men.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like I've heard men say, "Oh, don't wear that because if you wear that or whatever." Even on that same live, this one guy, because I don't want to go too much into that live, but this one guy made a comment about what girls look like if I meet you on social media and all of your IG pictures are in whatever kind of clothes they wear, suggestive clothing, and then I meet you, you don't want to give it up. What? Oh, so I can't wear my short shorts or my crop top because you can't control
Your hormones.
your little wee wee.
Yeah. So that's the problem that I have with like school dress codes.
Immature.
Little girls can't wear spaghetti strap shirts.
Mm-hmm.
Their skirts have to come below their knees. Things like that. It's like society already conditions
Mm-hmm.
women or girls and boys to think that it's the woman's responsibility to control the
Mm-hmm.
man's actions. And if he crosses the line, she then wonders if it was her fault.
Mm-hmm.
Did I did my clothing invite this type of activity, or did I make the wrong move? Did I say the wrong thing? Like, it's always the responsibility of the woman or girl
Mm-hmm.
to control a male's actions. I
Mm-hmm.
like
That's asinine.
where, I mean, again, I'm going to say I don't blame any of our older elders, for being the way that they are, because It's passed down. But like for instance, wearing a slip with dresses and skirts, if you don't, you get looked at sideways. Wearing a bra, if you don't, why your nipple
Stockings.
showing? Why
Stockings used to be. You had to used to wear stockings. I'm like, why I gotta be slipping in my sliding in and out of my shoes
like
with some
what
darn
is
stockings
the reason? You know,
to cover
like
my legs?
right. Like it's no secret that we have these body parts.
It really isn't.
So
It really isn't. I don't know what y'all think the other person has, but it's just a matter of size.
yeah.
That's it.
And I mean, because we first came to this earth or were created, but next,
Butterball naked.
I'm just saying.
Cause Eve won't. She ain't have on no bra. She ain't have on no coconut things covering her boobies. Little coconuts.
You know,
We was out there free. They were free balling.
free balling,
Can you imagine how much money we could save if we could just walk around
free
naked?
balling,
Do you know how much body positivity there will be if everybody could walk around naked?
girl. It would be bomb. And then we will be able to focus on other things when being interested in the opposite sex or whoever you're interested in, other than sexual. Like,
There was a show. I don't know if it's still coming on. It's some kind of dating show, and it was like they were naked. You ever seen that show?
mm-mm.
Something naked. I'm gonna have to look it up. I'm not. I'm 98% sure I'm not making this up. Um, I'm gonna have to look this up. But I think that was the concept. You're introduced naked, so that's out of the way. Let me see, girl, because I got the worst memory.
Yeah, I never heard of that, but I could see that working because yeah, I could see that working.
Let me see. Dating naked. Yeah, it came out in 2016.
Hmm.
Well, it was canceled in 2017. But yeah,
Oops.
I mean, the thing was, at first it's like, what? But I watched maybe one or two episodes because I wanted to see, like, what in the world are they? What's their point? And that was the point. Okay, so that's out of the way. Now what?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, I'm not saying let's go to a naked society because I do like clothes. I do like
At this
style.
point, yeah, because
At
we're
this point,
conditioned to like them.
that'll put me out of one of my businesses. So we need clothes. But yeah, I do understand that men need to get their mind. They need to grow the hell up. It is when I hear people say, "Oh, well, what was she wearing? If she was, or she shouldn't have worn that, and maybe he wouldn't have done." Like what?
Yeah.
Oh, so he gets again. Women get blamed again for something. We're getting blamed for a man's actions. Okay, help me help that make sense.
But the deeper part of that is, I think because we put so much emphasis on that on the female side, what if that one affects how a female value thinks of herself as being valuable? Like maybe they're well, I know for myself, I can speak for myself, right? Growing up, my body or being sexual, my sexual being, I was designed to think that made me more or less valuable, right?
Mhm.
But it
Mhm.
doesn't. I'm so much more than what I can do in the bedroom or wherever, but I'm so much more than my body.
Mhm.
And I just feel like we are repeating a cycle of
Mhm.
just teaching our girls that sex or what you have to offer sexually is what dictates your value, and it's not.
Because that is how life has been. The
Yeah.
woman, that was all a woman, one of the few things that a woman was good for
What's
in the beginning.
yeah,
Cooking, maintaining a house, bearing children.
that's it.
That's it. So,
And like having conversations about sex or
Yeah.
puberty. I made a vow to. I was watching someone's live, and she made a very, 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 very good point. She said that we don't prepare our girls enough when
Mhm.
they go through puberty. For instance, and she made this point, and I was like, "Oh, wow, you're right." When girls get their cycle or close to getting their cycle, nobody teaches them typically what to look for as far as how they're going to feel. Um, so I decided I'm gonna have this conversation with my girls. Like, this is what it's like to be horny. This is what you're
Mhm.
gonna feel when it's close to your cycle or during your cycle. I
Mhm.
feel like boys can smell you in heat like a dog.
What?
It's almost like some antennas go up or something.
Oh my gosh.
That's my thought. Whatever. I told
Oh
them I
my.
don't know if it's true, but I got a feeling.
Yeah, put that disclaimer out there.
But I
I mean, they
prepared them
might, but
for
I ain't
what.
never. I mean, I know you hear about pheromones and stuff like that, so I don't know. But
Yeah,
yeah, we'll research that a little later.
yeah. But I prepared them just in case, and I explained to them this is what boys can say to you. These are the little
Mhm.
slang words that they can use. This is what they can say to try to persuade you to just let them test it out. You know,
Mhm.
of the things. And I've
You can't
always
get pregnant with the tip.
right, all of that stuff. I've told them all of those things. And they were looking at me like, "Well, you crazy,"
Just,
but it's
but it is
preparation.
what it is. Mhm.
And I've always taught them the correct terminology for body parts. You ain't
Mhm.
about to be walking around here talking about my pocketbook. What is that?
I tell you, I don't know if I. Well, I don't know if I told you this before, but I feel like I have. One of my patients, grown man, one time came in and identified it as a pee.
You know what though, Capri?
I was like,
But I can see that. You want to know how I can see that?
and I made sure I said your penis, and he was like, yeah, I'm a pee. I was like, you can say penis. I
I
want you to be
I can see
comfortable
that
with it.
because when I went to college and we took medical terminology,
Hmm.
the word penis and vagina was like, ooh.
Everybody, you either hear people do this or they start cackling.
Yeah, it was hard to say it. Yeah, it was like
Right.
little kids, and I was a grown woman, and the whole class was like that because we grew up saying pee pee.
Or wee wee.
Pocketbook.
And I'm not gonna act like Jalen and Khalil, wee wee, but after a while, it's like, okay, you know what? It's your penis. Like I said, I remember. I think told this story before when Jalen came home and asked, "Mom, what's a pussy?" He was in kindergarten, maybe first grade. I think it was first grade.
He was
I
dead
was
serious. He
like,
wanted him. Poor
he
baby.
meant, I mean, fresh off the bus, still had his backpack on.
He couldn't wait.
What's a pussy? I was like, a cat, a kitten, but it's called vagina. So let's
Right.
go ahead and start there. And so that was the start. I was like, where did you hear this? On the bus. They were talking about, I was like, I mean, and we know that there's other other meanings for it, but yeah, in that moment, that's what I took it as. I was like, yeah, and you have a penis, and boys this and boy, and I think he was either kindergarten or first grade. I'm just like, okay, here we go. But I totally agree with talking to your children,
Yeah.
and people are like, well, what's the right age? Well, I just told you he came in talking about
In
what he heard
kindergarten.
on the bus.
Hmm.
So, I mean, did we do a deep dive into sex? No. But that was when I started identifying. Now I don't think I ever called it wee wee. I think they probably picked that up in school.
As kids, yeah.
Maybe, you know, or with other kids, but I never really corrected them. But I know that I told them, I had taught them what the terminology was. I never was like, this is what you gonna call it, blah 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 blah. But as grown men, they know this is the vagina, this is the penis. And that's that. Like, and everyone, we all have the same body parts.
Yeah.
Again, it's just about the size and the colors. That's
Yeah.
it. And I don't understand why people are so freaking scared and spooked about. It's almost like taboo. Like, come on, it's not disrespectful.
No.
Why wouldn't you also want to teach your children? I'm telling you, my cousins, ask them. My younger cousins and my kids, middle school, Jalen and Khalil were still in elementary, but the other ones was middle school. Think I didn't create a PowerPoint presentation and sit them down in the living room and we talked about STDs, and I went and found some of the ugliest, some of the worst case pictures to put in that PowerPoint.
Yeah.
And we talked about it. You know what I'm saying? I do agree with the whole cycle thing. I didn't have to deal with that because I had boys, but they know that I have one. So,
Yes.
like, they understand and they're empathetic with, women. We talked about, I remember some years ago, there was a picture of a woman's underwear going around and it had like the stains or whatever, but those were like stains from just vaginal discharge. We women have vaginal discharge. It's normal, and it can stain your underwear. That doesn't mean she has an STD.
Right.
It
Right.
doesn't mean she's gross, and I can ask my son right now, go get me some tampons, and he knows exactly what to go get. And there's no, oh my God, because men used to be like, hey, like,
I'm not
what in
walking
the
around
world?
with a pack of pads in my hand. Like,
Yeah, like, boy. So I didn't want to raise those type of men.
yeah.
Be so insensitive, because how are you going to be married or be in a relationship with a woman, period, and you can't deal with her when she's on her period? I've heard of people sleeping in separate rooms when they on it. And I mean, I know that was, I think, if I'm not mistaken, was that something reference to the Bible, sleeping in separate beds. I can't remember.
Mm.
But when it comes to the Bible, people pick and choose what they want to modernize and what they don't. And I just feel like, come on.
Yeah.
Like,
I
it's
mean,
crazy.
even
There's
down to virginity. Like when you talk about virginity, you hear more so virginity being preached more towards the girls than the guys.
don't go get pregnant.
Right. It's always emphasized on
Save
females.
yourself.
Right.
hmm
Um, I just think the overall picture is one, we need to start teaching our boys how to value and respect a woman overall,
hmm
and teaching our boys that just because I make myself look a certain way, that is not an invitation for you to treat me however you want to
Whatever you want.
without some level of respect. I didn't invite you over here. So
hmm
don't come over here. Just because I dressed a certain way don't mean nothing.
And then we also have to another thing men, boys need to understand, and I don't know exactly where this comes from. I don't know if it just stems from rejection as a child, but I just think overall we should just really teach our children more kindness, how to turn people down, how to, and for our children to learn how to move on from rejection, because I know I have been approached by men, say in a club or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
and I did not. I never was the type of person. First of all, you had to drag me to the club, so 9 times 10, I didn't really want to be there. I was there out of support for friends, but I'm not there to pick up anybody. I'm not there to meet, have no one night stands. That was never my thing. And so, if you approach me and then you approach me in no typical club bar
What up?
type,
What up,
what up, boy? Hey,
mom?
hey, sexy. I'm gonna tell you, if I decline your advance and then you turn around and call me a biatch,
Yes.
or I don't want your stinking
If you
wait,
tune
like,
in, it's like
yeah, like, really,
you just
this
wanted
is,
me a second ago, though.
yeah, like, make that make sense,
Yeah, that is
like,
definitely something that needs to be taught.
yeah.
Everybody don't like you. Everybody is not attracted to you, and it's okay.
And we have, so that also has to start at home, because we have to teach our children, there are gonna be times where you don't get things that you want, things ain't gonna go your way, the people ain't gonna be wanting to be around you for whatever reason. It don't always have to be about you, but it's like, you have to learn how to move on, and move on in peace, and not be worrying about oh well, this person is don't like me, well, I'm gonna show them, or I'm gonna just blurt out some obscenity. It's just unnecessary, and it's very disrespectful, and it makes you look bad, not them.
Very much so.
Because then you turned around and probably confirmed the vibe that they was already getting from you.
That part.
So you're not making yourself look good at all.
Mm-mm.
So there's just a lot that we have to do when it comes to teaching our children how to exist as adults.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah,
that's
my main thing is, God, I just wish that people would just let girls express themselves, be comfortable with their body,
mhm,
because that is another, like we kind of said, like you're just like creating a body image issue, in my opinion. Like if
absolutely.
I feel good about myself and I want to wear some Daisy Dukes, and
Hmm.
if I feel
Let
good
them
about myself and I want to walk around with no bra on,
let them things swing.
and again, you knew I had them, so with or without a bra, what difference does that make?
Right,
What difference does it
right,
make? It's
right.
still in your face like they would have been with a bra on. Like
Hmm.
you just might see the nipples this time. I mean,
Hmm.
but still, I mean, you can see
Hmm.
them with a bra on.
Hmm.
So yeah, I think we should
They
just
look bigger with a bra on, cause them things sitting
be setting up.
sitting on foes.
So I just think we need to get into a place where we are teaching our daughters to really embrace their
Yeah.
body, because we got to, again, we talked about this in the another episode, no disrespect towards anybody who has decided to go get surgery, but you have a lot of girls who are like, if they can't afford it, let's say that, right? And then they're
Hmm.
like comparing themselves to the other woman who has that
Hmm.
snatched body, and then they feel in some type of way because they don't look like that.
Hmm. But to be honest, then there's a lot of men nowadays, they over it because it's become such a trend now.
Hmm.
Like it gets old.
Yeah.
And so it's like, not saying again nothing against them, but it's just
Mm-mm.
like, just be happy with what you have. If there are, we all have ways that we can improve,
Hmm.
for the sake of, lack of better terms, because I mean, what does improvement look like, right?
That part.
But that's on you. But just be happy with what you have. And if you feel like you want to improve something, that's fine. But let it I want to say let it be because it's what you want, but then what you want is because of what society's has
Yeah.
said the
Yeah.
standards are. So it's just like
I mean, it really sucks, and I have girls, right? So my heart is just like, oh my gosh, I hope I'm telling them the right thing. I hope I'm doing the right thing. I hope I'm not
and men
shaming
have the
them.
same. Don't get it twisted. Boys go through the same stuff. They have insecurities a big time about their height. Big time. They have insecurities about their body build because some women like the muscular, or the thick muscular, whatever. So men have their own insecurities. So we ain't gonna act like y'all, we ain't. It needs to go both ways.
Hmm.
But I will say, when it comes to the dressing part, it is not the woman's responsibility to make a man like
Be
control his
respectful.
being.
Just be
Like, come on,
respectful. Yeah.
grow up, grow
Yeah.
up,
Yeah. And me dressing
grow
a certain
up.
way does not make me a hoe.
It doesn't. It is not an invitation.
No.
It is not a right for you to disrespect me. It is none of that.
Mm-mm.
But men understand that when you behave in these ways and these manners, you are making yourself look horrible.
Hmm.
You're not doing anything for your image, anything at all, other than bringing your real true person to the surface.
Yeah.
So if you're out there trying to get a date and you're wondering why you can't get one,
Yeah. Their actions speak that all you want to do is lay in the bed with me.
mm-hmm, Hmm.
Mhm.
Now there's women out there who that's all they want to do, and that's fine.
Mhm.
But not all women are that way, and
Right.
that's not. Yeah.
You need to find out first,
Hmm.
and not just assume that that's what that is. Mm.
That's the only. I'm trying to think of a way that a woman would, how we could equate that, like an assumption, because that's what it is. It's an assumption. If I see you in a particular outfit, does that mean, and I call you broke, does that mean you broke?
Yeah, women look at people's sneakers, guys' sneakers.
Yeah.
That.
We look at the shoes.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I used to adopt. I used to say, oh, when people used to, when I learned that growing up, you can tell a lot about a man by the shoes, but not really. You can't.
No, you
You
can't.
really can't.
No.
You really can't. You can tell a lot about a man by getting to know him and learn his characteristics and personality.
Yeah.
And unless he's a jerk up front, so then you don't even gotta waste your time. But
Or the hands. If they don't have rough hands, they're not a hard worker. That's not true. That's not true.
that's not true at all.
So it goes both ways. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like, yeah. But it's just a matter of I think women get more disrespected
Yeah, we get
than
disrespected
men.
all the time
Yeah.
because of what we wear.
From men and women though, because you get them side eyes
Because
from people who are a
women,
little old school mindset
uh-huh,
when you dress a certain way. I had a conversation with my grandmother about this. She was like, "Yeah, I don't do the Daisy Dukes, and I don't think women." No, we were in a parking lot, and she started
mhm,
talking crap about this lady that was walking in the parking lot, and I was like, "Why does she look like a slut to you?
mhm,
Do you see what she has on?" I do, but how does that make her a slut?
right.
It was hot. I, for one, don't like clothes. So if
That's
I
the
can
first
wear a
thing.
little bit, I will.
Okay.
I
The
mean, we wear
first thing that
bathing
come
suits
out
at
when
the
I walk in the door is the brassiere.
we wear
Okay.
bathing suits at the beach and at the pool. What is the difference?
But y'all can't get over a darn hot mess.
What is the
Hot mess.
difference?
Hot mess. Men just need to control themselves, and it's not our
Absolutely.
responsibility, and it's not our fault because they're asses.
Yeah.
Um, I can remember when I was at this church, and I had on. I think I've told you this before. I was dating a preacher back then, and after church, I was just sitting down. Everybody, how people do. They congregate, mingle, talk, or whatever. I decided I was gonna go sit down and chill and wait for him and his family so we could leave. And so I was sitting there minding my own business, and I had on I call it like a peasant dress. So it was like here, and it came like right here, but it was like that ruching
Mhm.
at the top, and then it kind of looked like a almost kind of lineny, chiffony, kind of flared out at the bottom. So it was long hand to my ankles. It was all white because it was some type of, I don't know. I had on all white. It might have been a Christmas event, because I think we were singing. And so I sat down and I crossed my legs.
Mhm.
You could just see the tip of my shoe. And this lady, one of the women came over, was like, "It's not ladylike to cross your legs."
What?
Boy, he was hot, boy. He was like, point it out, point it out. I was, yeah, like, and because I was, being respectful,
Mhm.
I just looked at her. I didn't uncross my legs. I just gave her a look, like, girl, but I didn't say anything to her. But
That's a
yeah,
first. I've never heard
it's
of
not
that.
ladylike to cross your legs.
Then who crosses their legs? Men?
And I'm like, you had like, I got on a mini skirt and I'm showing all my hoo ha. I got on a long. You can't see no that. You can't see anything.
Yeah, that's odd.
They were saying you cross your feet, not your legs.
Oh, I got you.
I'm gonna cross whatever I want to cross.
Yeah.
I'm gonna cross this T. I'm gonna dot this I. You need. I'm like, Lord, that was another time.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Hmm. So it wasn't ladylike.
Wow.
Hmm. So there's definitely a lot of judgment about and expectations put on women about
How
what
they
we look like.
present themselves, yeah, their
Yeah.
image, just to appease and control
Hmm.
the other parties, and that is so sucky.
You're too skinny. You're too fat. You just right. You gain a little weight. Something wrong with you. You lose a little weight. You're on drugs or you sick. You wear this. You look like this. You wear this. You look like that.
It's a mess.
Shut up.
Yep. I let my
Shut up.
churn just be who they is. Yeah, I said it just
Period.
like that on purpose.
Mhm. Just shut up. Yeah, I'm quick. I'm quick to say something to somebody if I hear stuff like that. Like nowadays, so and so shouldn't wear that. Well, what should they be wearing?
Yeah.
Why does and for other women, why does ask yourself this? Why does what she have on bother you so much? What exactly is her outfit doing that's affecting you and your household, your money, your family, your job, your health, your being? What is it doing to like directly affect you? Other than 9 times out of 10, you're insecure because you want to look like that. If we were doing ads, I would say probably go ahead and sign up at betterhelp.com, but I think that's the name of it because you need to go talk to somebody.
That's the truth though. I
And
mean,
just
yeah,
and just
it's the truth.
following other people's ideas, you're
Hmm.
being a follower.
Yeah. Because it
You
shouldn't
want to
bother
tell
you.
you want to tell and then you have those people who teeter. Oh, I let my I like my child to, you know, express who they are, but then there's limitations. Either is or you ain't. So yeah.
And
We
don't
screwed
don't
up.
get me wrong, there are some things that are age appropriate.
Yeah. Yeah.
And we're not
I
saying just
agree.
let them just free ball because we're not doing
Yeah,
that, but
I agree.
there are some things that are definitely age appropriate, but I don't beat my kids down
Hmm.
to keep them in their spot, if that makes sense.
Right. Right.
Yeah. Mm-mm.
I agree.
So what are
But
y'all's thoughts on that? Have I'm sure you see it because we all see it.
mhm.
But do you agree with it? Do you agree that women should it's this whole what is modesty to you? Because that's where it all boils down to is they're trying to
Because what I'm
resist
not
being
finna do
modest.
is be what I'm not finna do is be wearing the long jean skirts
No.
and the canvas
Hmm.
shoes. And ain't nothing wrong with those people who do.
Yeah.
That's their thing. That's usually tied to religion anyway.
Hmm.
I'm not religious. Um, so yeah, because a lot of this comes from religion anyways. Religion ideals.
Straight
That's
like
where it
that.
comes from.
It
Huh?
does. I said straight like that. It does.
That's where it comes from.
Hmm. And again, we said, how did we get here in the first place?
Hmm.
But booty ball naked.
I mean, when we see Eve, it's on sight because you had every other option. You want to choose that girl.
Girl.
I don't know, cause somebody on TikTok said they think Adam, they think Adam did it. That's why I got an Adam's apple, and then he snitched because men don't know how to take accountability for this. Oh my gosh.
TikTok and their shenanigans, boy, I tell you.
He said Adam got that. He did that thing. He set her
Yeah,
up,
the Adam's
honey.
apple.
He set her up.
Probably did.
Hmm. But
Yeah.
yeah, what do you guys think? Leave your comments below. We Yeah, this crazy, but yeah.
Yeah.
So if you like the podcast, if you liked our discussion today, please make sure you like, hit that notification, subscribe to our channel. Please subscribe and tell a friend and share. We would like to grow our community.
Yep.
And yeah, turn notifications, follow us on all social medias at the Cousin Collective. That's TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook.
Bam. And then she already said, tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend about the Cousin Collective.
All right, we'll see y'all next week. Peace out.